Before we begin, I want you to understand something that reveals the entire truth of this story. In the 40 seconds it takes you to listen to this opening, someone in the United States will have a heart attack. And by the time the next minute passes, another person will follow. Most of them will not be in a hospital or anywhere near medical help. They will be at home or at work or lying in bed thinking everything is fine. And yet, inside their chest, a biological crisis will already be unfolding. This leads to one of the most devastating paradoxes in modern medicine. If someone reaches the cardiac team in time, the chance of leaving the hospital alive is better than 90%. But if that same heart attack triggers a cardiac arrest outside the hospital, the chance of survival collapses to less than 10%. An 80-point drop between life and death, decided entirely by how quickly the symptoms are recognized. This is why this story matters. Because the battle against heart disease is not won inside a hospital. It is won in the seconds before someone realizes that what they feel is not normal. Tonight, I want to take you into the life of a woman named Elena. Through her journey, you are going to learn the 7 warning signs most people ignore, the deeper biology behind those warnings, how these signs appear differently in women, in people with diabetes, and in older adults, and finally, the exact action plan that saves lives. Elena was 58 years old, a grandmother, a restaurant owner, a woman whose days were full of movement, family, and responsibility. Months before her crisis, her body began whispering to her. But like millions of people, she missed the meaning of those whispers. The first arrived on a busy afternoon in her restaurant kitchen. She felt a strange tightness in the center of her chest. Not a sharp pain, just pressure. A squeezing sensation that felt like a belt being pulled too tight across her ribs. It lasted 20 seconds, then it faded. She brushed it aside, wiped her hands, and went back to chopping vegetables. A few weeks later, another warning appeared. A sudden ache shot from her jaw down into her neck. It surprised her, but she blamed it on tension or teeth grinding. She kept working. Life kept moving. Then came the day that should have made her pause. She climbed a single flight of stairs and stopped halfway, breathless. Her chest felt tight, her breathing shallow. She leaned on the railing and whispered to herself, "How can 10 steps feel like this?" But even then, she convinced herself that she was just tired. After all, she worked long hours. She had responsibilities. Who has time to worry about a moment of breathlessness? That night, she went home, thinking it was nothing. But the truth is simple. The most dangerous symptoms are often the ones we dismiss. And now, I want you to hear the language her body was speaking. The first warning sign was chest pressure. The weight, the tightness, the strange band of discomfort across the center of her chest. Heart pain rarely looks like what movies portray. It begins as discomfort that feels not normal, a signal that the heart muscle is struggling to receive oxygen. The second warning sign is pain that radiates to other areas, the jaw, the neck, one or both arms, the upper back between the shoulder blades. This happens because the heart shares nerve pathways with other parts of the body, creating a confusing signal. Elena felt this when her jaw tightened weeks earlier. The third warning sign is shortness of breath. Not panting from exercise, but a sudden feeling that a normal breath is hard to take. Elena felt this on the stairs. Breathlessness often arrives before any chest pain because the heart is failing to pump oxygen-rich blood forward. The fourth warning sign is nausea or stomach discomfort. Many people experience a burning, heavy sensation that feels like indigestion, but it is often the heart sending distress signals through the vagus nerve. The fifth warning sign is extreme fatigue, not ordinary tiredness, but deep exhaustion that does not match your level of activity. Elena had been coming home and collapsing onto the couch for weeks. She thought it was overwork, but her heart was growing weaker each day. The sixth warning sign is dizziness or cold sweat. When blood flow drops, the brain receives less oxygen, creating lightheadedness. At the same time, the body releases a surge of adrenaline, producing a cold, clammy sweat. Elena felt this while carrying boxes to her car, sitting down on the curb as the world spun around her. And then comes the seventh sign, a sudden combination of multiple symptoms at the same time. On the night of her heart attack, that is exactly what happened. She woke up in the early morning hours with a deep, tightening pressure in her chest. The pain spread into her jaw and down her left arm. Her breath grew shallow. Nausea rose in her throat. Her skin turned cold. And in that moment, she knew something was terribly wrong. Her daughter heard her struggling to breathe and rushed her to the hospital. Doctors later told her she arrived just in time. Now that you know the 7 warning signs, let me take you deeper, inside the biology of a heart attack. Inside the arteries of the heart, plaque grows slowly over years. Most days, it sits silently, causing no trouble. But sometimes, a piece of this plaque becomes unstable. One day, it ruptures, like a blister tearing open. The body, trying to heal the tear, creates a blood clot. But the clot blocks the artery completely. Blood flow stops. The heart muscle becomes starved of oxygen. This is ischemia, and every minute without blood flow kills part of the heart. The chest pressure you feel is the heart's cry for oxygen. The jaw, neck, or arm pain comes from confused nerve signals shared with those regions. Shortness of breath occurs because the failing heart cannot pump blood forward, causing fluid to back up into the lungs. That strange nausea comes from irritation of the vagus nerve, which connects the heart and digestive organs. Dizziness and cold sweat are caused by adrenaline surges and low blood flow to the brain. Fatigue appears because every organ in the body is receiving less oxygen. Each symptom is not random. Each one has a meaning, and together they speak a language that can save your life if you learn to hear it. Now let us explore how these symptoms appear differently depending on who you are. Heart attacks in women do not always follow the classic pattern shown in men. Women may not feel crushing chest pain. Instead, they may experience back pain, neck pain, jaw discomfort, nausea, breathlessness, or sudden exhaustion. These symptoms are often dismissed as stress, indigestion, or anxiety. Many women are sent home undiagnosed because their symptoms do not look typical. People with diabetes face a different danger: the silent heart attack. Years of high blood sugar can damage nerves, including the nerves that carry pain signals from the heart. When a heart attack happens, they may feel no chest pain at all. Their warnings may be subtle: sudden fatigue, unexplained breathlessness, nausea, dizziness, or even a sudden rise in blood sugar. The attack is real, but the alarm system is broken. Older adults present yet another challenge. In people over 75, chest pain may be mild or completely absent. Instead, the primary sign may be sudden confusion, a fainting episode, a fall, or a new and severe weakness. A 90-year-old who suddenly becomes disoriented may not be having a senior moment. They may be having a heart attack. Now that you understand how these symptoms vary, here is the action plan that saves lives. If you or someone you love experiences unusual chest pressure, jaw or arm pain, sudden breathlessness, extreme fatigue, cold sweat, dizziness, or any combination of these symptoms, the first step is simple. Call emergency services immediately. Do not drive yourself. Do not wait to see if the symptoms will fade. Calling for help begins treatment sooner. If available, and if you are not allergic, chew 1 aspirin. Chewing helps it enter your bloodstream faster. Sit upright. Stay still. Loosen tight clothing. If you have nitroglycerin prescribed to you, take it as directed, and be ready to perform chest compressions if the person collapses and stops breathing. Ambulances are mobile emergency rooms. They can begin life-saving treatment in your driveway long before you reach a hospital. And now we reach the final message. Your body always tells the truth. Your heart always sends warnings. The danger is not that the symptoms fail to appear. The danger is that they are ignored, explained away, or misunderstood. Elena survived because her daughter recognized what she did not. Thousands of others do not because their window closes before help arrives. Tonight, you learned the 7 warning signs most people ignore. You learned the deeper biology behind each one. You learned how heart attacks appear differently in women, in older adults, and in people with diabetes. And you learned the exact steps that save lives. Share this knowledge. Someone you love may need it, and someday, without warning, this may be the information that protects your life. Take care of your heart and listen when it speaks.